I'm going to vote for a debt ceiling because we have to pay our bills. I hope my Republican friends will join us, and we're all in this together. But the bottom line, to say you're not going to have any discussions or negotiations on how we can get this debt under control, $31.5 trillion. In the last 10 years, almost $20 trillion.
That was a key point. Will he vote for a clean debt ceiling raise? It was West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures telling me, yes, he will vote to raise the debt ceiling, but he wants a discussion around the $31.5 trillion in debt. A new Fox News poll finds 57% of voters say that they have less money in their pocket now than a year ago. That's up from 50% of voters saying the same in February 2022. Liz Peek, I wanted to make sure to identify that soundbite from Joe Manchin because it's an important point. Kevin McCarthy is trying to get the Democrats to talk about spending cuts. Chuck Schumer wants them to just agree to vote for a clean debt ceiling, no strings attached. This is where the rub is going to be as these discussions heat up in the coming months. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Maria, no question. The White House has said there should be no discussion about it. And we know in the past, both Schumer and President Biden have participated in talks about making concessions on spending in order to raise the debt ceiling. Look, I think Americans are very alarmed about our increasing debt and deficits, which is why President Biden continues to utter sort of totally dishonest claims about lowering the deficit. The reason he does that is Americans are nervous about this. I think they absolutely expect the Republicans in Congress to exact a pound of flesh in the way of some curtailment of our out-of-control spending going forward in return for raising the debt ceiling. And by the way, Maria, it's worth pointing out that we do not have a revenue problem in this government. Our revenues are on track with historic norms. We have a spending problem. Everybody knows it. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to point out. And the other thing, Brandon, is the fact that even Joe Manchin, a Democrat, is having a problem identifying as a Democrat because of all of this reckless spending that he voted for. When I asked him, do you identify as a Democrat? He said, I identify as an American.
Well, the truth is there are a lot of Democrats that feel the exact way that Manchin does. Unfortunately, because Chuck Schumer and other Democratic leaders have been so forceful in trying to push this narrative that we should do nothing and just a clean debt ceiling, that has kind of ruled the day. But the fact is there are many Democrats that are reasonable on these issues that recognize the fact that our debt is absolutely out of control, that we have an enormous crisis on our hands, that Social Security and Medicare, those trust funds are going bankrupt, and that is going to force our hand when it comes to making benefit cuts to these essential programs. Our national interest payments are exceeding what the Pentagon spends every year. The nation's debt is out of control, and Democrats, Republicans need to get together to do something about it.
Yeah, and that's why what Liz says when she uses the word dishonest about President Biden's talking about this rings true. Because, Liz, Biden keeps coming up, with attacks against the Republicans for wanting to change Social Security, but he's got no plan. We all know Social Security is going to be insolvent by 2035.
Yeah, it's very dispiriting that we've taken entitlements programs off the table. We can't even talk about it now when obviously this is a huge issue confronting, if not this Congress, the next one and the next president. Right. We know the Democrats' plan, Maria. They just want to raise taxes, and that's what they'll do to make these programs solvent. But the truth is, and by the way, they'll also remove these benefits from people above a certain income level. So it's all going to be about class warfare. That's what they engage in. And it's going to be a very discouraging thing to see our government incapable of addressing serious problems.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, California pummeled by historic snowfall, winter's fury.